Everything good over there?
Yeah, it's just agents are stupid, man. They like you can't
That's a
write an
good opening to our
yeah.
podcast right here. Tell me more. Well, welcome to the podcast, peeps.
Thanks. Coming in hot.
Insurance insiders. We might put that stuff out because it's been recording the whole time, even though I didn't start it yet. But
No.
I'm like, maybe that'll be a good part of it. I don't know. It's true though. Well, I appreciate you getting on. Those of y'all watching, appreciate you tuning in again and all the cool messages we get about the guests and comments, and it's getting out there. This little podcast that I just kind of threw together one day. So Tiffany is with me today. I've known her for a hot minute. Her and her husband been in the business for a while. Hell, maybe longer than me. You've been in the business a minute, I think.
I have been in business. I think I've been in business for about 17 years. And then
Yeah, shit, that's what I
I've
thought.
been in insurance for 8 years before that. So
Dang.
I've been in the game. Mhm.
So I started in 2012. Well, technically I got my license in 2010, but I didn't do anything for 2 years. So you've been around longer than that, I assume.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
2007, eight. Yeah. Dig
Yeah,
it.
eight.
I know has sold a lot of insurance, built an agency, does a ton of annuity volume now, all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff. I think a lot on referrals. I don't even think you're in the lead game at this point, are you?
I'm
You don't play
not.
leads at all anymore.
No. No,
Love it.
I mean, the annuity world is such a circle of influence. If you play it right, if you
Yeah.
do the right thing by your clients, uh, you don't have to be in the lead game. People just
I
call
love
you,
it.
right?
How much annuity money are you moving now?
So I think right now I have about just 300. There's a lot of little ones kind of that I'm rolling, but there's about 300 in the pipeline right now. Working on that one this morning is going to be
How
about
much a year?
140. I would say over
2 million?
usually. Yeah,
That doesn't suck at all.
it doesn't. And it's not, I'm not, I'm running when I want to run and, spending a lot of time with my kids and yeah, it's awesome. It's a
I
great world
dig
to
it.
be in.
I dig it. But you don't come from that space at all.
No, no,
Yeah.
I do not come from that space at all. When I got into insurance, I was managing a vet practice. So
Really?
like, yeah, as
I didn't know
far
that.
off as you can get,
I don't
I
remember
was,
that one.
covered
Interesting.
in dog pee most of my day. So
Dang.
this has been a huge transition. And it's, Dan and I laugh about it actually a lot because, who's to say like an admin or like I did a lot of secretarial type work, which before I got here and Dan was in
Yeah.
at the DOT. So, and now,
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
you can do whatever you want. You don't
Every
have to
once in a
get
while.
fined by a W-2.
Yeah. Every once in a while back, not anymore. Now they come to our house, the people who groom the dogs and take care of
Yeah.
them. But a long time ago, Steph used to every once in a while have me drop our dog off because it was on the way to the office or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not the biggest animal dude, to be honest. And
Understand.
yeah, but when I would get there in the lobby, it was always like all these animals that were like overly stressed out and nervous as shit to go back. Like they knew they were at the doctor. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
going to get clipped on and pushed and
Yes.
whatever y'all do and behind the counter.
Uh-huh.
The
Hate
dogs
it.
don't like it all. But all the
No.
scrambling and wetting themselves and shitting on the floor that I would see every time I got in. As you were explaining that, and then earlier you said agents suck. I
Yeah.
sometimes see the two correlate a lot. Like I picture
Yeah,
a lot of agents
they
kind of
do.
handle themselves that way.
Yeah. And then throw cats in the mix because let's have a lobby that has dogs and cats. That makes sense.
Yeah,
It's miserable.
it's interesting. Anyway, so beginning of the insurance career, would you sell? What was it like at the beginning? Obviously, going from vet to this business, what was that
So,
like for you and the family, all that?
yeah, it was hard. I mean, one of the things that we did though, and I encourage everyone to do this, was like we had a family meeting.
Okay.
We sat down and said, listen, mom's not going to be as available as she has been. I had little kids when I started. I think they were 8 and 4 when I
Okay.
first started.
Got it.
So we just had to have a really open communication.
Yeah.
And then I just got them to buy in. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, I know you guys have spouses that are crapping in your ear when you first start because comp is hard to
Yeah.
transition to, but we made it a part of our life and a part of our family. So we had a little running tally on our refrigerator when I would sell because I was
Yeah,
racing to
yeah.
get like 25 apps, in 30 days or what have you. And they would get to mark them off when I got home. And it was, Mommy, what'd you sell today? And things like that. So they were
That's so
bought
cool.
it. And now they're still bought it. I mean, I got 20-year-old college kids that are like, hey, when's your next comp coming in? When's your annuity issuing?
Ah, do any of them want to
So,
do this?
um, well, one's in nursing school and she's wanted to be a nurse since she was forever.
Hmm.
And the other is just kind of doing that floundering thing where, we're just paying for college and she gets to party a lot.
Yeah.
And
I
then
finally
the
have
little
one.
one,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
oh, the little one, she could sell ice to an Eskimo. I mean,
It's all she knows.
that one,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna do just fine,
Yeah. Yeah.
just
That's how Maddox is like that.
fine.
You know, but Braden, so my oldest, um, Shaylee, I was trying to think if you were at the old company with us. I don't think you were,
Uh-uh,
right?
I was not.
Pre-FFL. Yeah. So
Yeah,
Shaylee at that time there sold for a minute. My oldest, she's 30 now, but she only did it. She went to college and she was done.
yeah.
And the next two, nothing. But Braden, he's 17 now, and he's like
Oh.
figuring out like, oh dang, I'm about to be an adult, and y'all just kind of pushed me in the pool. And so he's wanting to kind of learn about money. And he's been around my office enough lately to go like, hey, what does it take? So
Yeah,
today, literally today, I'm gonna have him like start training on dialing today.
nice,
Yeah.
beautiful.
So yeah.
Beautiful. I used to
Yeah.
call my family when I was learning the phones. I would just randomly call my kids. And
Yep.
Delilah, when I think she was 10, she was the hardest to book an appointment with. She would be
Yeah.
like, I'm busy. I have to play with my dolls. I can't make that time for you. So she's like
That's funny.
giving objections at 10. It was awesome.
What did you sell at the beginning? What products?
So I sold a little bit of Medicare, long
Did you
term.
really?
Yeah.
No
0 out
shit.
of 10. It's so much plain work. I was like, I don't, this is not for me. So a little bit of Medicare, long-term care was a big part of it, and then life and annuities. But
Oh,
the
really?
first piece of business I ever wrote in insurance was an annuity.
No
So
kidding.
yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
the very
Wow.
first app I
Wow.
ever wrote. I was like, oh,
Were
I
you
can
working leads then, though?
savings account. Huh?
Were you working leads then? Early?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, a lot of orphan stuff, right? Just orphan
Oh,
clients, but yeah,
makes
it
sense.
was, I just sold it all. And I think that helps a little bit. Like if you're in the insurance industry, you should know, you should have a base knowledge of everything that's out there to offer because
Yeah,
people are going to ask, right? Like you don't need long-term care, you can self-insure. Well, you wouldn't know that if you didn't know what long-term care was, right? So I think that's a
true.
good advice is to learn it all.
Makes
I mean,
sense.
unless you don't want to learn Medicare at all the time.
Unless your memory's like a paper bag and
Yeah.
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Some of y'all
No.
can't learn your
Learn
own
one
thing.
thing and get good at it.
6 years in, still don't know underwriting. Let
I
me add
know.
Medicare.
God.
I love you
Yeah,
all.
there's AEP, learn that. No. No.
It's a fine line, people.
It's so great.
I
And it's
love it.
such a good market and people do so well. It's just, you got to know
Yeah,
you. And I'm not, that's not
100%.
me.
Yeah, I love it. Interesting. When did you get into that? How'd you connect here? I don't even know.
So Dan randomly, he was a supervisor at the DOT and he went into, I think, Buffalo Wild Wings with his crew and ran into a guy from high school that he knew. And he's like, oh man, what are you doing these days? And he was always recruiting. And so he's like, oh, really? Well, oh, actually, my wife does that. And he was like, never mind, I don't want to talk to you. Let me call your wife. So
Really?
I was at a separate company and I would be like, he had found out when my sales meetings were. And during the sales meetings, he would just send me comp statements. And
Stop
they
it.
were a lot more comp than I was making. So
Really?
it became a no-brainer. And
Who
so
was it? Do I know?
it was Matt.
Oh, I wonder. I thought it was him, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it
Oh
was
yeah.
Matt. And
I
so
like Matt.
I just forever, I was, and it just got to a point where, I'm selling whole life, like a whole life final expense product, making, 30% on it,
Yeah.
35. And there was no math that made sense anymore. So
And he was selling a policy every 12 minutes.
yeah,
So I'm sure you got lots of them.
yeah, I did. So it was for an hour. Like the sales meeting was from 11 to 12. And for an hour, my phone would be ding, 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 ding. And he would just send them. It was great. It's so
He's
effective. It's
such a
recruiting
trip.
tool. Isn't that funny?
Does not
But
surprise me with Matt. I love him.
uh-huh. Yeah,
He's so good.
yeah. And then it was Mike who told me one day, stop making your husband go into work. Stop it. Stop
Really?
it. Yeah, he
I'm not
said,
surprised at that one
talk to
either.
people.
Yeah.
He can talk to, because I was like, no, it's security. We need it.
I
And
remember us talking years ago, trying to
yeah,
get him to do the sales
yeah,
side, and he was always like, it's not my
oh
thing.
no,
He
just
did a little
not it.
bit. I know he did sell
Yeah,
some.
yeah. And then he just was like, no, yeah, Mike was like, stop it. Stop it. The freedom
It's
you
good.
guys will have as a family, stop.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What's it like now?
It's good. It's good. He manages more, like he does life for the most part. He always is going to write annuities because that it's just dumb if
Sure.
you don't really.
Yeah.
But he runs a lot of life, and I work from home now, and I'm home for, when Dee has softball and whatever, we get to go,
Yeah.
and it's great. So we just kind of do our own thing, which is nice in business. If you work together, you just get to do
Yeah.
what you want. Love it. It's awesome.
Yeah. How do you get from like selling client to client, lead based, making calls, doing the dials, the grind? You know what I mean? Like that kind of hamster wheel. There's
Yeah.
obviously several different ways out of that.
So
But how
I
do
think,
you?
I mean,
Yeah.
you have to do it, right? Like I think people like to think that they can just skip through this business, and you can't. Like
Mhm. And
please,
just get to where you are today, day
yeah,
one. Yeah.
yeah, you can't. If you're running an agency, and you've got agents that think that they can just skip it and be you and all these kinds of things, they can't. Like you have to do it. Like I had my kids were drawing pictures of our family. I wasn't in them because I worked. I worked
Mhm.
80 hours a week. I was dedicated, and I did it so I could buy my freedom, right? So you get to that point by doing the grind. You do. You've got to, if you want bigger and you want an exit strategy out of the field, build one. Talk, recruit, get agents you can trust, give them tools. Like don't hire people and then walk away from them. I
Yeah.
think that's a lot of people do that. And you can have a great agency with lower numbers if they're productive, if you give them what they need, if you train them. And then I think you become referable. I think that
Yeah.
so many people we get like we're lead junkies, right? We
Yeah.
need those new numbers to dial. But imagine if you could, lower the amount of leads you have to outbound dial and just start getting people calling you. I
Yeah.
mean, if you have someone that retires from any kind of agency or any kind of business, they're not the only one that's ever retired there. So how are you walking away from that person and not talking to the next person? So becoming referable has been the most profitable part of my business by far. By
So it
far.
started with leads,
Hmm.
and then you were finding their circle.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
how do you go about it? Like, because quite frankly, I was terrible at that. I
At
did not
referrals.
do a good job at it. Yeah, I mean, I'd get some naturally, you know what I mean, but
Yeah.
I was not playing the game.
So I
I was
didn't,
taught how to do it weird, and I didn't
yeah,
like it.
I was too.
Yeah, and
I
I
was too. I
just
was like, hi, John. I feel like I've done a great job for you today. Would you agree? Yes. Well, can you think of anyone or five people that I might also be able to help? And then you just look down and wait for them to give you five
yeah.
names and numbers.
I did
Um,
emergency contacts,
oh,
and I hated it, dude.
I didn't like that one either. I
But
didn't like that one either. Or call the beneficiary. I've heard that one a lot. Call
yeah,
the beneficiary and see, what they have,
yeah,
of course, because, mom and dad just bought this for you, basically.
yeah.
Um,
It feels like the closing of like we're not. You don't have to make any decisions. We're just seeing if you're eligible,
uh-huh.
and then
Yeah.
you put it through, and then
The
you wonder why they
the
cancel. It feels
process
the. I feel
close.
the same ick.
Yeah. The process close.
Yeah.
Ugh. Uh,
Oh,
no, I just because when I worked with someone, this is a relationship-based business. It is a
sure.
relationship sale. So when I would go through the process, it was just a matter of making them feel so comfortable and confident in me that they didn't really have a choice but to talk to their friends in their circle about it. And like I had a client who retired from Xerox. And it was they were doing a lot of early retirement offers, severances, layoffs, and
Got it.
things like that. And I wrote 2.5 million in her circle, just simply on an annuity basis. I wrote life in as well, but it was just simply because she was so confident in me and what I had done for her. I never even asked for a referral from her. She just was like, "Hey, I need you to call
Throwing them at you.
and Mary." And it was just this thing. She's like, "Yeah, get in front of them." I'm still writing that circle. I
Really?
literally wrote 200 for that circle last year, like end of
So
last
what do
year.
you think it is that you do better than most agents to make it, you keep saying referable, which I like.
So
I've never heard that word. I'm a
I,
fan of new
you
words. I have a small
you
vocabulary.
I I think what I do is there's a way to present yourself as an expert, like fake it until you make it, right? That kind of thing. I just did that. I do that. I speak with an assertiveness, a confidence that people want other people to feel. And I make the clients feel like their decisions they've never decided anything in their life that was better than this decision. And that's like, that there's an old saying about, people will never remember what you say, but they'll remember how you make them feel.
Fair? Yeah.
That's what I do. I make them feel amazing. I leave those clients' houses and I get I love yous, right? Which I always thought was a little bit weird, but I see them more than their kids do a lot, and if you're working in that senior market, you've got to do that. And I know a lot of folks are on the phones now. You can still do this on the phone. All of my annuity volume that I'm
Yeah.
doing now is on the phone, and I'm still getting referrals. You can make people feel amazing in the hour or the 30 minutes that you talk to them and write an app.
Yeah.
You can make them feel really good. So I think that's what I do better is I make them feel good. I'm not there for me. Like I'll get myself worth from somewhere, but I'm not, I think a lot of agents' egos get in the way, to be
Love it.
honest.
Yeah. That is definitely true.
Get effing paid.
Get effing paid.
Get effing paid.
Get effing paid.
What up, guys? If you guys are looking to get to a new level in your career, you may have seen that we've been running some workshops in my office in Atlanta. I have them every quarter now. The last one sold out fully. It was a massive success. A couple different levels. You can attend just a general ticket, get you in the door, listen to 2 days of training, interactive, workshop style. We really dive into what you got going on and how to get to new levels. If you're looking to be in a new crowd, higher level up, I have a private mastermind. Last one was at my house. It was insane. All the value that everybody added to each other, and we had a good time. And I heard it was way underpriced relative to what people got out of it. You can check out some of the testimonials here, I'm sure. But if you'd like to attend, click the link below. I do them every quarter. The date will be around here somewhere. Look forward to seeing you there.
If you are in the insurance industry and you're looking to scale and grow your business, I highly encourage you to check John Wetmore out.
Probably honestly made the cost of the event back in like the first 2 hours of being here.
If you want to win and you want to grow, I'd get around John as much as you can.
John Wetmore is a beast. So much value in everything that I've learned here.
Growing, about building, delegating. He's talking about systems and automating right now.
It is worth the price of admission.
Make sure you get to the next one.
How? What advice would you give on if someone wants to start writing annuities? That's not, and they're like, how do I have the confidence when I don't know what the hell I'm doing? You know what I mean? Like, how do you balance the two, or how do you get people moving on that? I obviously I get to work with you in the thing we do, so it's like I see you doing it, but for the sake of this,
I
would
think,
love to.
man, I wish that we would all stop making annuities this giant thing. Because that's what it is. We scare the absolute crap out of agents. We scare them into thinking that this is a product that they don't know enough about, they can't do, whatever. It's just insurance. Like if it was more than that, it wouldn't be a part of your test and your license. You would have to have special licenses. You would have to, be FINRA registered and all this kind of stuff. It's not. It is an insurance product. It is very similar to a life insurance policy. You pay a premium, you die, it pays out. You pay an insurance premium, you want to take money out of it, you have access. It grows. It is so simple as a product that we overcomplicate it. And the other thing I think with agents is they get into this mindset that they don't want help on something that they know nothing about, which is just idiocy to me. Like, ask for help, get help, partner with someone who knows the annuity product, learn from them, write several apps together, and then go on your own. Like I always thought it was weird because like I'm all about good math, and 100% of zero is mother effing zero.
Yes,
It's
it is.
zero. So stop with the I can do it on my own, right? Like I had an agent that was working on 700,000. I'm like, please let me talk to them and come to find out it was in a 401k that they had zero disbursement. Like they couldn't take any
Yeah.
money from it. So you're wasting time because you're not asking good questions. Learn the questions, partner with someone, and don't be afraid to ask your clients because you may be the only one that ever puts them in a position where they can protect their money. So
Sure.
I think it just starts from day one. Like if you have a license, please start talking about annuities from the beginning. Don't wait. It's like building an agency. I gotta wait until I'm good at it. Well, you might not be good at it. So you might
Definitely
be
true.
terrible. So somebody else
That's
might
the
be
old
great.
Killamette line.
Yeah.
Uh,
Classic.
love it.
Classic.
So how do they start?
So the origination of the annuity conversation is simply by asking, we call it the golden question, whatever. It's simply, what do you have that acts like life insurance? What do you have that's going to pass to your beneficiaries when you're no longer with us? Simple questions like that will put you in front of money. It always does. People will say, what do you mean by that? Well, and now you've disarmed them, right? They're asking you, what do you mean? That's a disarming scenario. So now you can say, oh, any IRAs, 401ks, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, significant savings, anything like that. So at this point, I've not said, hey, John, give me your bank statement. I haven't said, give me your social security number so I can look up your IRA. I've said nothing like that. I've just simply said, let's communicate about it. Let's communicate about it. The other thing I think that, especially if you're on the phone and you're introducing yourself, to clients, it's important to let them know what you're licensed for. Hey, John, I'm licensed to talk about, your life insurance, your retirement income, and, whatever else your health or whatever. And now I've already told them, I'm going to ask you some questions about all of those things. I just want you to know that's why, because I am licensed to discuss those. We're going to focus on whatever you called, but
I've never heard you say that. Weird enough. I like that.
Really?
Yeah, I just missed that one. It's funny, like how much you can be around someone and miss something so big.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Thanks. It's just
I like
disarming.
that.
I think
Yeah, it seems really obvious now too.
It is, and I've done it forever. Like with that, and again, those are for leads, right? When I'm referred to someone, I know why they're calling. I don't necessarily have to do that. I still say it,
But still, yeah. I mean, that's
because if
setting
I'm
the
writing
stage.
and they need life insurance, I'm their girl. Like I'm your everything, right? I'm holistic. I'm gonna help you.
It's the same concept as like, hey, I work with 20 different companies and I'm gonna do the shopping for you. It's the same psychology.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
smart.
And that way, when you ask the questions, like I am massive on, I don't get a lot of objections, and everyone's like, BS. Yeah, you do. No, I don't. No, I don't, because I'm going to take them away before you ask them. I'm going to tell you, I specialize in life insurance, retirement income planning, and mortgage protection. And today we're going to focus on, your life insurance. That's why you call. But if you have questions about that, I definitely can answer them for you. So when I start digging in and I ask, what do you have? They're like, oh yeah, she already told me she was going to ask me questions about that. There you go.
Damn, I'd have sold a lot more annuities if I went back in time with that one. I did all the stuff in the middle and all the stuff at the end. I did all that right. I did not do that in my intro.
And it would be great, again, especially when you're doing phone sales. I
Yeah,
think that's awesome.
100%.
I think it will help massively if you're running leads, tell people that I'm licensed for this. And then that's where you get into your secondary, sale opportunities.
15 years in, you gave me a light bulb moment. It's a good one. Appreciate you.
Thanks. And pass it on.
I love it. Cool. So how do we, so when they find it, what do you think what do you want to get into next? How about that? You know it all, and you know all the questions I could lead you to ask. You know what I mean? So let's just you go next.
So
what do you think is important for people to learn?
Like, I think it's important to learn why the annuity market is so important for your business. Because we talk about it, and we say, oh, annuities are great and you get paid a lot. But I don't think we ever really talk about what kind of strength that product brings to your book. Because we're slanging a lot of insurance, right? I mean, the industry itself has changed. We are crushing, the replacement market to put you in a better product, a stronger product, not have, accidental when you thought it was real insurance.
Yeah.
We're doing a great job at that. So the volume that we're seeing is massive, right? So how do you keep that volume and then add in this next step, because it's so important to your business? If you can write one annuity per month, and it doesn't have to be massive, it doesn't have to be, 400,000 or $500,000. It simply needs to be one. If you can write one annuity, the influx of that chunky money that comes into your business puts you in a position of strength. It puts you in a position to recruit. It gives you the opportunity to use hiring platforms. It gives you the opportunity to not stress about your lead bill. I wish people could understand that, like, we're not pushing this product because we need the volume, because I'll write it all. Let me be clear. I'll write it all. You send it all to me, I'll do it. But we want it for everyone else because of how powerful it is in your business. It's something that you can rely on to bring. And if you break it down, like, you write $100,000 annuity, right? You're at 550 or 5,500 is typically your comp, unless you move up the ranks. But that's how much in life volume?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And I wish that we could get people to understand the reason that we push this product and the reason that we want people to incorporate it into their business is for their business. It doesn't do us any good, right? It really does.
The overrides suck.
The overrides suck.
Which is why most people aren't teaching it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not an override product. It's not for us as managers and leaders. It's literally for you and your business. And when we say, like, and I'll have agents that'll work with all agencies that I work with, and they'll ask the golden question and use that lead in and everything for about 15 minutes. And then they're like, screw it, I'm going back, right? I'm going to slang insurance and write life. I just make it a part of your business because it's so powerful to your business. It's not like, and we're stepping over freaking dollars to pick up pennies sometimes. It's there. It is there. Just, I think that's really important.
Yeah. Hell, I got paid $6,000 on one yesterday, and I don't even write annuities. I was like, this is great.
I know.
And I still like it. My son, that's Braden was in yesterday, and I told him, and I've been trying to, like, share more and more with him. And he's like, yeah, I know. Amanda already told me. And I was like, good. He's like, when can I start doing this again? So that's why he's getting on the phones today. He can't sell, but we're going to start training him. He's going to start booking appointments and things like that. I mean,
I've said this probably a million times since I started selling. If I would have found this at 18 or 20, oh my God. I say it all the time. If I would have found this, if somebody would have said to me, listen, this is what you're good at, because I was thinking, when Gen X, right? We're in college and we're like, oh, you have to be a doctor or a lawyer to make any money.
Yeah, 100%.
I remember I was pre-med in college, and I thought, I don't want to be in school this long. So, yeah.
I wish. I was 35 by the time I found this shit myself. So I get it.
Same.
It's craziness. And if y'all have interest, we have, I've had Tiffany on. A lot of the people here obviously follow my stuff already and are probably already involved. But for those that don't, we put on an annuity boot camp. We've done several, you and I together, me, her, and John Gavin. We've probably done, I don't know, 5 or 6 or 7, something like that, videos on it. So if you go to johnwetmore.com/annuity, she's actually walked through a ton of stuff, like more than we can put in today, on the annuity business and ways to help agents and clients. And there's all kinds of options for you out there. And if you're looking for help writing them, there's just a little form on the site. It goes to Tiffany and she can reach out as well. So cool. I love it. What do you see, like, from if you were in an agent, and I know you try to make the people obviously take care of them, make them feel good. They're giving you referrals naturally. But how are you training on people to seek referrals out now without it being freaking weird? Like, how do we teach them how to do it? If
I think
you know what I mean?
I think follow-ups are awesome. I know they're time consuming,
Yep.
right? But I think, because I do think that it gives me the massive ick when you ask for a referral on your first appointment. I just think it's weird.
Yep.
I think it's creepy. I think ew. But I think if you like, and I'm talking like, we don't have to wait 3 months or 6 months or a birthday or any of that kind of crap, because that's just too much to take care of. But I think if you like set follow-ups for 5 to 10 days, they should have gotten their policy, right? You call them back and you say, hey, John, I just wanted to make sure that you got your policy. Make sure you go in, highlight your beneficiary, highlight your death benefit, right? And once you get that stuff, I just was wondering, I do a lot of my business on referrals. Like, I don't mind saying that to my clients. I do a lot of business on referrals. Can you think of anyone that you think might need my help? It's not hard. And they may be like, you know what? I was just talking to my daughter about you. I just told her I put some in place. Let me give you her phone number. And it's like, I'm not asking for 10 people. I'm not trying to sell you Cutco knives, right? What I'm doing is I'm trying to help the people around you in your circle protect themselves the same way you did. And again, I'm encouraging them. I'm telling them you made a great decision. But I think a quick follow-up call, like you can spend an hour, do like on everything you sold every 10 days, spend an hour and just recontact those people. That's free leads. That's free leads. And if it takes you an hour to get 5 free leads, and you're working with someone who already purchased, right? Buyers are buyers are buyers. So that's the biggest thing. I mean, I rarely get into a referral appointment where I don't place business. It is very rare. Like, it's happened to me once, and I still remember that. I still remember one time.
Easy work most people won't do.
Yes.
Everything you just explained.
Yes.
Easy work
But
most of
they'll
y'all
sit
won't
and grind. They'll sit and grind
Yeah,
for
it's
8 hours.
correct. It's like harder. Yeah. It's true.
I don't-
100%.
Like, work smarter, not harder. Y'all just try it.
I'm a
Try
big
it.
fan of both.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
if you're working hard, why not also be smart about
Do
it?
the easy things.
Yeah, like why not?
Do the easy things.
It's an easy
Do
way
you
to ask.
Do you think that agents, when they start, right, do you think that they just get like a tunnel vision and like, because you know how people become product loyal, right?
Yeah.
Because that's all they want to learn. They want to learn one thing. Do you think that there's like, how would we make the annuity option to be part of that tunnel vision? Like, you know what I mean with a new agent? Like, because this is something we talk about in the agency a lot. Like,
Yeah.
how do you get them to tunnel that way? Like, you can look down 2 paths.
Yeah.
But I like, that's one of the things we struggle on. Like, how do you get them like to learn one product and just the basics of it so they can place it?
It feels almost like getting Maddox, who's 13, to clean up his room without us asking.
Yes, it does.
It feels the same.
Excellent analogy. Like, they just don't want to.
Yeah. It makes you want to put like a fork against the wall and bang my head into it a couple times.
Exactly.
I think that's part of the mission that obviously we've collided in very similar ways, is like, I'm trying to explain how simple this business is if you do it the right way. And I made an ass ton of money selling annuities, and I don't know jack about annuities still, like almost nothing, other than you won't lose any money. If you're looking to keep your money safe, I can help. If you want anything else, call someone out. That's literally how I sold the one yesterday. I didn't go into indexes. I don't even know what to go into because I don't know any of the stuff, quite frankly.
And they don't want to know either. Do you think that every broker on the planet explains every ticker symbol, every stock that they put people's money in? They don't. Okay. They don't. They either know they make money or they don't. So like, learn to say, you'll never lose another penny. And they'll be like, sign me up. Sounds good.
That's all that happened. It was like, hey, I got this account. The market's going crazy. I'm losing a bunch of money. I heard you help people not lose more. I was like, yeah.
That's
She's
what I do.
like, I want that. I'm like, got it. Send me your account and can you talk in 10 minutes? And it literally took 15 minutes. Like, and I don't even write apps, dude. And I got through the app, no problem.
Yeah, because they're not hard. They're
Yeah.
not, and that's another intimidate. Like when because I'm working with a lot of new agents now, and they get so intimidated by it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
here's the suitability rules. Make sure they fit. Like I don't, please don't complicate things that are not complicated.
Yeah.
And I think that is the most paralyzing part
I think
of
it's
new agents and annuities.
if you're an insurance agent and you feel like you're stuck, you've hit a wall, you're trying to figure out sales strategies, the scripts to use, how to get like off the ground and get to that top of the leaderboard type status. I have a course that I've put out, super affordable. I'm getting a ton of great feedback from people every day on the strategies they've learned and been able to implement, from goal setting to sales techniques to calendar scheduling, everything you would need to get your business off the ground and get running quickly. jwcourse.com, click the link below and get in there today. I'm just guessing a little bit, but it's a cool conversation. Like, I feel like part of it's just all the noise around people that they listen to. You know what I'm saying? And like, I think people naturally go down the rabbit hole of what if, and they make up all this negative shit in their head. You know, what if it goes here? What if they ask this? What if I have to talk to a financial guy? What if they ask questions? What if I, you know what I mean? And they go down this crazy never land of what if, black hole, negative side. And what I always try to teach people is like, no one's ever argued with me that everything that comes out of your mouth after you say what if is made up. Right? Everyone ever has agreed with that.
Yes, it's
and then
because
my
it's the
argument
most
is
factual statement ever.
Right? So I go like, if you know it's made up and you're the one making it up, and we know it's make believe, it's like a comic book. It's not real.
Yep, fiction.
Why don't you make up good shit?
You're in control of it. It's your story, right?
That's how I always ask it, because it confuses me. And dude, I'm human. I do it too.
Yeah.
But I catch myself, right? And I go like, you just made up something really make believe and stupid. Cut it out.
Yeah.
And I retract and I like restate something a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think people they believe the stuff they make up in their heads, or the noise other people, friends, family, dipshits on TikTok that say this, that, or the other thing about every product. And you know what I'm saying? I think they just go down this rabbit hole and they fall into this crazy belief. And
Well, and like there's a lot of noise, right? There's a lot of noise out there for this market. So when you're listening to someone who just wants to hear themselves talk when they're training, that's all they want, is to hear themselves talk. They want to feel really important. Look how good I am. They make that person with that self-talk think, I can never do that. When I train agents and I'm on the phone, and I was talking with an agent, she's like, man, I'm going to be with you for a while. I do not speak the way that you speak. And I said, but that's why you're listening. That's why you're listening. So if you can take one thing that I said and create it, put it into memory, what would it be? And now she's using it. That's all we want. Like, I don't expect you to have 18 years of experience talking about this like I do, because that would be weird.
Sure.
That would be weird. No one's expecting that of you. What they're expecting of you is simply to have a base knowledge. I can't lose you any money. And can you say, let me help you? That's it. And again, I just think that we get into this world, like you said, of what if, as new agents, thinking, again, you've already had the conversation with the client before you've had a conversation with the client. And that will never make you any money, ever.
You know what else I'm thinking of as you're talking is like, I think I see agents frequently not be able to identify who's not a client for an annuity.
Yes.
And they push and go down that road hard when they don't really know it well, because they don't ask for help. Does it make sense? And they're trying to play down this road on their own, and they get smacked in the face by a non-client, someone you wouldn't go down the road with.
Yes, of course.
And then they feel like that's what they need to know to sell an annuity, because they're speaking to the incorrect person. I think that's a big piece of it too.
I think that's huge, because again, every interaction that you have about the product is going to be a part of your learning process. And if you get someone who has no money telling you that annuities are terrible, that's where you commit that to memory and think, oh, well, no one's going to want to have a conversation with me because Joe Schmo said annuities are bad.
Or the
Right?
guy on the other end.
Oh, yeah.
Guy who, the guy who's just not our client because it's not his thing. He likes playing the game and all the jazz.
Well, and that's the thing, like, know your role. Like I tell agents that all the time. I'm like, know your role. I'm not going to fight with you about your money. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I believe I can put you in a better position? Yes. Do you believe that? No, I'm going to move on. The guy who wants to, or the girl that wants to go ahead and sit there and has 3 TVs on and 4 computer screens and is day trading, not your client.
Yeah.
Not your client. They don't care. They don't. So don't beat yourself up because you can't change that opinion. That's just silly. Talk to, Mary and Joe that just cannot afford to lose any money and they don't know what products are available to them. Like when you say that the annuity is the #1 retirement vehicle in America, do you know how powerful that statement is?
True.
And it's true. It's literally true. A pension that everybody is like, oh man, I wish I had a pension. That's an annuity.
Yeah.
Social Security, that's an annuity, right? Like if we could just keep things simple and know your audience again, because somebody's gonna hand your ass to you. If they do life insurance too, that's the exception, not the rule, especially in the annuity market. People don't know.
Isn't the lottery an annuity too?
Yes, it is.
That's what I
Give you
thought.
the option. It's so bizarre to me that we don't people want to assimilate this product to negative things and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, you fund an annuity every time you get a paycheck,
Frequently.
every time you pay your taxes. Like you have one, you own it. You own it already.
That's crazy.
It's one of those really bizarre things that we don't say. And by the way, the annuity term still comes with negative connotation. Like I know they were it was an 80s thing that they were
I feel like they should rebrand it.
I think it should be called something else. I agree.
Annuity, it's like whole life, term life. Maybe it should be annuity life, or I don't know. A new word. You need a new word in there.
Something should be just
because it does explain 2 completely different products. The word.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
It gets a little weird.
Absolutely does. And I'm working on a VA right now, and I'm just it's just simple math, right? You're going from a 2.44% fee to a 0.95% fee, and you've lost 30 grand. That's just better math.
Yeah.
Better math over here.
I love it.
But I think again, it's such the absolute downfall in insurance is the overcomplication of that product.
Yeah, I agree. What's funny though is the people that get it, they sell a lot of them. It's not like they sell only a couple. The ones where it clicks. You know what I mean? Because there's so many people seeking it. I mean, it's middle income America. Most people in middle income America don't want to lose any more money when they get to a certain age. It's honestly, it's that simple. Can you go talk to a bunch of them?
Yes, that's exactly what it is, and it really is. And people don't they want financial security. It's the only reason they go to work.
Yeah.
Right. They go to work for financial security. So why don't you make their money work the same way that they do to earn it? That's what an annuity does. I say that all the time. People that have big savings account, that's lazy money. You worked really hard to save that money. You imagine all the hours it took you at your job to put that money away. And now it's just lazy. It's not working as hard for you as you did to earn it. Let's give it some opportunity to grow. And
I'm trying to look up our next event as you talk. I'm not ignoring you. Our next one is May 26th. So we're doing one. I don't know if who's getting on it between me, you, and John, but we got some more annuity training coming. Again, johnwetmore.com/annuity. Tiff's taught a ton of the stuff. We have you can register for the next event there as well. You can watch all the past ones. You can get help with a client. You can do whatever you want, or you can just close your eyes and don't sell anymore and just keep struggling.
It's such a great website though. Like I'm on it a lot, just, moving around, but like the intake forms I think are awesome. Like, hey, I need help. Here's an intake form.
Sure.
I mean, why weren't we doing that a long time ago, John? Those are great. Those are so great. And you put them in front of everyone. I just think like if you're on and you've written annuities or you haven't written annuities, don't gatekeep that stuff. Like make sure that your agency and the folks in the industry are going to that website because there is so much knowledge on it. It's just, and it's simple. It's not people saying they're better than you. It's just, this is what we do. We're everyday agents.
What's been cool is watching all the people that listen and adapt and change a little bit, and how quickly they're finding opportunities and writing them. I'm like, it's really neat to see how much people are getting paid from just a really simple process and helping the client ease their mind. And it's cool.
I was talking to an agent I was doing other things and she was on speaker and I got done and Dan goes, I think that agent learned. Because
it's good.
So many times they don't. And he's like, oh,
100%.
Learned. I'm like, I know.
They keep doing the same thing. So again, we're always going to continue to make it easier for y'all to skip some of the hard shit we went through.
Yes.
And it's cool watching a lot of y'all listen and learn from it. I do get a ton of messages, especially on ones that are different.
Yeah.
A lot of people stick to sort of the bread and butter and the sales side. And when one like this, that'll be a little bit different than the norm. People are like, oh, dang, that's freaking cool. So if you need any help along the way, certainly let us know. And thank you, Tiff, for getting on and sharing your knowledge in this space and helping everybody out and taking your time. Appreciate you as always.
I enjoyed it.
Let us know.